So the number one question I get when I'm talking to someone about this car, whether it's online or at a car show or someone else in person, the number one question I get is, how much over MSRP did you pay? And today, you're gonna find out. I have here my deal folder from the dealership that I purchased the car from. And, you know, I was very prideful in the fact that I bought both my 2021 and my 2022 Stingrays for MSRP. And I also was relatively prideful that I sold both of those cars for over MSRP. But this car is different. The Z06 is harder to get at sticker price. And I know there's many people out there that'll say you can never get one for sticker price, it's impossible. Everyone who says that is lying, and that's not completely true. There are a lot of dealers out there, namely the two largest dealers, actually I think the 3 or 4 largest dealers in the country as far as the volume that they sell of Corvettes and Z06s, sell every one of their cars at sticker price. Those 3 or 4 dealers account for about 20% of all of the Corvettes sold in the United States. But there's a catch to that. If they sell 1,500 Corvettes a year, that means that there's a lot of people going to those dealers to get on their wait list. And unless you happen to either get lucky or know somebody or just happen to be extremely early in the process, you're still not gonna get an early car from one of those dealerships. You know it's gonna be at sticker price, but you're not gonna get an early car at those dealerships. So if you've been watching my channel about my journey with the Stingrays and the Z06, you know that I didn't deal with those dealerships for that particular reason. Not because I didn't want to get one at sticker price, but because I knew that getting on their wait list is just that. It's getting on a long, almost never-ending wait list where you have to put a deposit down years in advance and hope that your number gets called at some point in the future for the lucky lottery of getting a car at sticker price. So I like to deal with regional, large town, mid-size dealerships. Being here near San Antonio, it's a good example. There's a lot of large, regionally focused Chevrolet dealerships here in San Antonio. They don't advertise online. Some guy in New Jersey is not gonna ever hear about them, but they still sell, 100 Corvettes a year, which gets them a few Z06s a year as far as the volume of cars that they're gonna sell. Now, the majority of those dealerships in San Antonio do sell at sticker price for their Stingrays. You just have to get on the wait list. My first one, I was on the wait list for 13 months. Second one, it was about 9 months. But the Z06 is a little bit different. I know 5 people locally that have Z06s. All but one of them paid over sticker price for their Z06. Only one of those 5 people paid sticker price for his Z06. The rest of them all paid above sticker price. And these were people that they didn't just go to the dealership and hope that they had one on the showroom floor. These are people that got on their wait list 2 or 3 years ago, and still those dealerships were charging above sticker price. So all those dealerships that maybe you could have gotten one at sticker for the Stingray are now charging above sticker for the Z06. So on to my deal. This is why you guys are here. You wanted to see exactly how much I paid for this car. And I told you up front, I'm gonna be very transparent about how much I paid, what the trade-in was and all that stuff. So I have the deal folder here. I'm gonna tell you exactly what everything costs. So first, let's take a look at just the window sticker and see what options I got, how much they cost, and what the MSRP for this car was. Here's the window sticker, 2023 Corvette Z06 1LZ, rapid blue, jet black interior. Here's all of the things that come standard with the car. Even if you get the 1LZ, you get all this stuff. You get removable roof, you get heads-up display, you get the mag ride, you get a lot of things that don't necessarily need performance brakes and performance exhaust. All those things come standard with the Z06. You're not paying extra for those like you maybe would on the Stingray. So that comes to a total standard vehicle price of $105,300. But don't worry, you can never buy one for that because the gas guzzler price is $2,600 and delivery is $1,395. So those will be included no matter what, gets you up to $109,000. But here are the other options I got. The engine intake in red, that's $595. The rapid blue paint color, $500. The satin graphite wheels, $495. I think that's a killer deal. Orange seatbelt, $495. And the carbon flash painted mirrors and spoiler for $195. Total options, $4,880. Total vehicle and options, $110, $180. Destination, $1,395. Total vehicle price, $111,575. So that is how much the sticker price of the car is. I chose not a whole lot of options. I really chose the options that I think are of great value to me and things that I know I couldn't really change easily in the future, or if they would have cost way more money. So the paint color was a little bit extra. The red engine is a steal for that price. The orange seat belts, although I could do it aftermarket, I even made a video about that a couple years ago, how you could do that. I chose at this time not to make that an aftermarket add-on and just order it from the factory. But you know, I didn't really get too many options, and that's just the history of how it works for me when I buy these cars, and really when I buy any car. I try to get look at the cheapest one you can get, and then I only add the options that I think are valuable to me. So now that you saw the window sticker, there was $111,000. Here's kind of the thing. I did not pay sticker price for this car. You know, and maybe you kind of figured that from the title of the video or what I was talking about early on. I did not pay sticker price for this car. And there's a long story to that I can tell about how another dealership promised me that and screwed me over. But this dealership, I got on their list 2.5 years ago in June of 2020, and they started the list with me. I contacted the general manager. He said he didn't have anyone on the list. They started it with me. At that time, he could not guarantee me any kind of a price. He could not tell me that it'd be a certain price or a certain price above MSRP or at MSRP, anything like that. And all throughout the process, he was very honest and transparent with me, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is. He told me he could not guarantee me anything at the time, and that's understandable. So last summer, he sent me an email when I followed up about the car, and I asked him, well, will this car be at MSRP? And he said, you know, we can't sell it at MSRP. We're not sure exactly what we're going to sell it at yet, but we're looking at about $20,000 over sticker price. And of course, I didn't like that. But he had sold me the Stingray at sticker price just a few months prior. And I said, okay, no problem. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I have some ideas about maybe how we can, you know, meet in the middle and things like that. So sure enough, it comes time where I'm ordering the car. He calls me at the end of November, and I said, the first question was, hey, you know, obviously I said, you know, thanks for calling. I'm glad you got your allocation, and I'd love to buy the car. But my first question is, what are you going to charge me? And he said, well, you know, a lot of dealers are charging a lot more, and I'll probably charge a lot more in the future, but I told you $20,000 before, and I'm gonna have to stick to that. And I tried to negotiate with him, tried to say, you know, meet me in the middle. What else can I provide? What can I, you know, put something on social media or something like that? We'll try to give him some sort of value for it. I know he's trying to make money as a dealership. And he said, no, unfortunately, they can't do that. If we wanted to work out something outside of the deal of the price of the car, maybe we could, but not actually on bringing down the sale price of the car. I'm sure he had some mandate from the owners of the corporation saying that he could not lower the price that they're actually selling the car for, which sucks. We're gonna break down exactly what I paid. Part of the reason why also it was still okay for me to pay $20,000 over sticker price is because of the trade-in. They took my trade-in of a 2022 that I only owned for about 6 or 7 months, and they paid me $16,500 more than I paid for it. You know, I paid $64,000 for that car, and just a few months later, when I gave it back to them, they paid me $80,500 for it. I know they actually lost money on that car because they kept it on their lot for a long time and kept marking it down. In the end, they ended up actually marking it down much lower than what they bought it from me at $80,000. They marked it down into the 70s. So that was kind of his way of saying, hey, I know we're charging you more, $20,000 more, but I'll give you a little more on the trade-in, and we'll kind of sort of work it out that way. And I do appreciate that he helped me out on that. I mean, he could have just said, hey, we'll just give you what you paid for it. We'll give you the $64,000 or maybe $65,000 or $70,000, but he gave me $80,000 for a car that probably was really only worth $70,000 to $75,000, quite honestly. And so I appreciate that out of him. And so that brought down that $20,000 over sticker price. You know, it almost washed it out, and the difference was then only $4,000. Plus I got all the tax savings of that trade-in and everything like that. So it ended up being not that bad, you know, so it may not have been a best case scenario, but still a pretty good scenario for me financially. So we're gonna look here at the actual sale contract and I'll show you those numbers. All right, guys, here's the actual sales contract. Now I did block out the dealer info and my info down here, so just, it is what it is, it's under there, but I didn't want to expose everyone's private information. So here's the car, 2023 Chevy Corvette Z06. I actually didn't say Z06 here, but it is. That's the VIN number. I was VIN number 1059, so relatively early car. Base price, as we said, $131,575. That's $20,000 over the sticker price. So $131,750. $80,500 is what they gave me on the trade-in, as I described earlier. Cash difference of $51,075. Sales tax, so you only pay the sales tax on the cash difference, at least in the state of Texas, $3,192.19. Dealer inventory tax $289, title and registration $71, licensing fee $119, dock fee $150. So the total delivery price of the vehicle out the door was $54,897.76. And of course, if you didn't have that trade, it would be a lot more because not just the difference, but also the taxes would be higher. So $54,897. I had a down payment of $7,000. It was kind of just a generic amount. I just wanted to get my payment down to a certain dollar amount just because I could. There was no really good rhyme or reason behind me really only putting $7,000 down. But anyway, total to finance $47,897.76. And that is the actual sales contract. So that is what I paid, guys. So you'll see after the price of the car and the trade-in, and I put a little bit of a down payment. I did also want to show you the amount that I financed was $47,897. I did finance some of that. I guess I could have paid it off, but I didn't want to, you know, I figured just for cash flow purposes, I'll pay the interest and maybe pay it off quicker over time or refinance in the future. I'll see what happens, right? I'm not really sure. So I decided to finance $47,000 worth of the car. And I wanted to actually go over my truth in lending statement. So again, full transparency, how much I'm paying, what my interest rate is, and all that stuff. All right, final document here is the truth in lending statement from the credit union that I did the financing with. So there again, 2023 Chevy Corvette. There's this VIN number, 1059, new car. There it is again. That's the trade-in of 2022 and has the VIN number for that. So that's on there as well. It doesn't say the net price, but anyway, has the trade-in anyway. So here's where we are, guys. This is the financing information. This is what you might want to really see. So I financed, again, $47,897.76. My APR is 609. I know that seems high. That's the highest interest rate I've ever paid on a car, and I absolutely hate it, but that's the high interest environment we're living in these days. Again, I might refinance that if I keep the car long enough to do so. Yes, I know there's probably some cheaper banks out there. I completely understand. I found a couple myself that were within about a quarter of a point of that, but I decided to go with them anyway because they're a good local credit union and the dealership works with them. So I just kind of made it easy rather than saving, you know, a few bucks on that. So anyway, finance charge is $87.30. Total payments would come to $56,000. Total sale price, if I paid off everything all together in, like it tells me to, $144,128. That includes all the financing. I'm going to pay 66 months, $858 per month, monthly beginning on 5/22. So that is it, guys. And of course, don't worry about the late fee. I'll never have any late fees. I've already set up auto payments for more than $858, so we're good to go there. But that is exactly what I'm financing. So there you have it, guys. That's basically everything. All in all, if I end up paying this car completely off in the full term, it's going to be $144,000. You could make the argument, obviously, I got $16,000 on the trade-in of my 2022. I got $24,000 on the trade-in of my 2021, the year prior. So it's $40,000 off. So I guess kind of sort of I'm long-term in the hole of this car, right at about $105,000, which is a lot, but you know, all things considered, it's not horrible. The street value of this car right now with the 1LZ and kind of the low options is probably in the ballpark of about 170-ish, maybe 180, somewhere in that range right now. So if I'm in it for, you know, 100 and I could go sell it tomorrow for 175 if I had to, then I'm going to be happy, right? Now, of course, if I do get that phone call in a few months or next year where I get to go spec out a 2024, then we'll see what happens. You know, maybe I can get, if I can trade this one in for 150, I'll owe, you know, only maybe 40 left on the car. That's 110,000 in net proceeds. I can take that and just put it into the car and possibly upgrade to a Z07 or something like that. So we'll see what happens. I'm not really sure what's going to happen in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the transparency of the video. I think there's a few people out there. In fact, I know there's a few people out there that did not pay sticker price for their car, but are saying that they did. You paid over sticker price. Just say you paid over sticker price. I don't understand the pride behind not admitting that. So I did. I paid over sticker price. I paid $20,000 over sticker price, and I'm okay with it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, share it, like the video, subscribe, do all that stuff. We're gonna make some other cool videos with the Z06 over time. And until next time, guys, adios. Go and get it.